Delia, this week has been crazy. I was so off base on what I thought it would be like. It was not as simple as going from assistant manager to manager and taking over those responsibilities. It was opening week for a brand new resort. Holy crap, Cece and Julian have been amazing. I can see us being a great team. First few days we had to work out and handle the kinks in our system, as we found some rooms were misbooked, overbooked, or not booked at all, even though they were showing in our system. This is why we always keep a handful of rooms available. Then we had to deal with the Wi-Fi going down and realizing we don't have enough housekeeping staff to handle our current full house. I know our team is amazing because everyone has stepped up to help in any way needed. And last, there are always those few special guests that have the demands of a king and queen and will only accept the help of myself or Cece. No one else would be suitable to assist. Here we are. We made it to Saturday and are now open to the public. Our luau is tonight, and I cannot wait to have this opening over with. As I finish setting up a table that will hold the fresh lees, a loud static sound comes from my waist before Cece's voice follows. Cordelia, I have the caterers here wanting to verify where they should set up. I will be right there, Cece. Thank you. Hooking my walkie-talkie back on my belt, I stroll toward the front desk. Walking through the common room, I spot Cece talking with an older gentleman, offering my hand. Are you Tino? With an enormous smile, he takes my hand. Yes, I am Tino. And you are Cordelia? Yes, if you would like to follow me, I can lead you outside where we'll have you set up for this evening. The rest of the day followed similarly. A vendor would show up, and I would show them where to go, then try to get back to my other tasks. I am now finally finishing up laying the fresh lays on the table when I see Julian walking toward me from outside. It's looking great out there. Have you walked around yet to see it all? He leans on the table next to me as we both look out through the open doors. No, I haven't done a walkthrough yet. Been out there enough though, showing vendors where to go. I hand him over a lay and watch in amusement as he places it around his neck. Perfect, you're ready. I joke as if his tropical shirt isn't enough. I'll walk around in a moment to check it all out and make sure everything is ready. Before I just walk through, I had left Cece with the performers. My head snaps to look at him after those words left his mouth. Julian, what were you thinking of leaving her with them? We cannot trust her. I bet she scared them away and now we have no entertainment for the night. Crap. I'm completely serious about this, but Julian laughs at me. She was wiping some drool off of her chin when I was leaving the room, but I think she'll be okay and do her best to keep them here if you know what I mean. Yeah, that's exactly the problem, Julian. We share a smile. Speaking of the devil, her voice sounds through the walkie-talkie. Cordelia, are we about ready to open it up to everyone? She asks. You can have everyone start with drinks if they want. Since the bartenders have set up and are ready, I'm going to do a quick walkthrough, and then we should be good to go. Roger that. I'll have everyone stop by and get laid first, then grab a drink. My eyes roll as I hook Julian's arm with mine. Walk with me. We go out the doors and check in with the vendors as we pass. I'm kind of worried that Cece will actually ask the guests if they want to get laid while she offers them the lays. I'm sure she will only use that line with the male performers. Julian chuckles as he says that. After we check in with Tino, we find out food should be ready within a half hour and we are making our way indoors. When I see the profile of a familiar face, are you okay, Delia? Your face just lost all of its color. Julian pulls me to a stop as he looks at me with concern. I'm watching as the guy strides in the opposite direction from us, not noticing me. Grabbing my chin, Julian looks at my face and into my eyes. Hey Delia, he says loudly, snapping me out of it. Yeah, I'm fine. I thought I saw someone, but it couldn't have been him. Sorry. Let's find Cece. He peruses my face for a moment longer before agreeing. How could Logan possibly be here? I thought he was here on a cruise. Guess this is the karma I get for having a one-night stand and not asking him any personal information. I mean, a simple, hey, are you here on vacation or do you live here? Should have been easy enough to ask. Crud muffins, I mutter. What? Crud muffins? What does that even mean? I had momentarily forgotten Julian was walking with me while lost in my thoughts. Nothing. I'm going to go check with Cece. If you want to mingle and make sure the rest of the staff is doing what they should be, that would be great. As the night goes on, every turn I make is now about dodging Logan. He seems to be everywhere I go. I even saw him walk up to Julian and Cece and talk with them for a few. Needing a drink, I stride toward the makeshift bar when I see Logan coming my way. "Sorry," I whisper out to the man I just cut in front of. I keep my head turned away as the line moves forward. Just as Logan passes by, it's my turn to go under the limbo bar. Thank the Lord I didn't fall on my ass. Mathis, one of our employees holding the bar, laughs as he hears me. Finally, making my way to the bar, I do the responsible thing and get a soda rather than the shot of rum that is calling my name. By the end of the night, I hadn't run into Logan at all. I am extremely proud of my avoidance skills. Now with the event over, the vendors have cleared out and guests have gone back to their rooms. I finally get to head home and I am looking forward to my day off tomorrow.
Logan, sir, your car has arrived. Henry's voice comes through my condo intercom. I button my suit jacket as I walk toward my private elevator, adjusting my cufflinks as I make it to the lobby. "My thoughts are with you today, sir," Henry says as he tries to stand up. "Thank you, Henry. I appreciate it. Please stay seated. I can get the door." He scoffs at me and sits back down. We've done this dance a few times and I think he's finally learned not to waste his energy and that when I say I will do something, I won't wait for him. Ben is opening the town car door with a small nod as I step out of the building. "Thank you, Ben. Are we picking up Brent along the way?" "Yes, sir. He requested us to stop for him." "Very well, thank you. At least I will have one person there today that I can stand. Dad cut a lot of ties and people from his life at the same time. He divorced my mother. He said that he didn't need those kinds of people anymore and kept only his truest, closest friends around. So I guess I'll have more than one person. I'll also have Maddie and Jamie. Jamie was my dad's closest work friend. They climbed the corporate ladder together after college. Maddie is my uncle, Dad's younger brother. He hated my mother, so he never came around when I was younger, and with Dad working so much there was never a time to visit him. So after the divorce, it was great to have him come around. Most would look at a divorce as a time of loss, but I gained so much after it. Sounds good? Then I will see you tomorrow. Startled by the voice, I peer through the open door Ben has opened as Brent is finishing a call. It must be a woman he's talking to with his seductive tone. His sly smile as he slides into the seat next to me confirms my suspicions. Is she new? Who, Betty Ann? She sure is, and the sweetest little thing. Are we talking personality, sweet, or looks sweet? His smile turns devious. Both. She's innocent in an unexpected way and her looks are top-notch. I met her at a stupid fundraiser Hillary dragged me to last weekend and we've been in touch all week. I just shake my head. The rate he goes through women is ridiculous. He dates more women in a week than I do in a year. How are you doing? He looks at me concerned. I am doing the best I can. How long till one is okay in this kind of situation? He sadly shakes his head at me. I don't know. As you know, I was young when I lost my dad. Too young to remember him on my own. So I don't have that memory of losing him or knowing what I lost. All I can do is nod my head. Will your mother be there? No idea. I didn't invite her or tell her the details for the funeral, but knowing her, she knows and will be there to cause some kind of scene. We arrived and Brent stayed by my side as I greeted and accepted half-assed condolences. I know half the people here are the ones my dad cut out of his life. 4 of his ex-girlfriends are here, all in hysterics. While the older women here sneer and belittle them for the scene they are making and how they were nothing but gold diggers, and my poor mother, my mother, she's here as I figured she would be, also sneering at the younger women my father dated, making her comments loud enough for me to hear all the way in the back where I'm greeting everyone. That is, until my mother sits down beside me. When is his will being read? These are the first words she has said to me today. I stand up and look down at her. It already has been. And walk away. Her gasp follows me as she shouts down the aisle, "What do you mean it already has been? How is that possible when I was not present?" I stop in my tracks and slowly turn to face her. The disdain is clear in my voice. "Why would you have needed to be there? Do you think he left anything for you? Are you that delusional that you think your ex-husband, whom you've not had a pleasant word for since your divorce, or hell, even before that, would leave you anything? He left you your due when he divorced you." She just huffs again, giving me a disapproving look. "Don't tell me he left those hussies anything. In fact, Mother, he did. Father wanted to leave something for those he remained close with. We're not talking anymore about this, since it has nothing to do with you. Thank you for coming, Victoria." I turn and stroll past the bystanders with Brent, Maddie, and Jamie at my back. The next few days go by painstakingly slowly, as I attend a few meetings and look over the case against Theodore, which is building and will soon go to court. I glance at the clock and see it's time for me to leave. Hitting the intercom on my desk, "Betty, will you have a car brought up for me, please?" "Yes, sir." I grab my laptop case and my overnight bag and head out to the airport to go back to Tahiti. I wanted to be there for opening day and had planned to, but a few complications with funeral details required my attention, so I dealt with one thing at a time and came back home. Now heading back, I should arrive at the resort in time for the luau that Miss Montgomery has planned for the public opening. Once I arrive and settle in on the jet, my mind goes to Delia, as it has every other thought. No one has had this kind of pull on me before. Granted, her looks were what drew me in, but once I was in her atmosphere, I couldn't escape her. Her laugh, her smiles, God, her soft, breathless sounds that tangled with mine. Another woman has never made me feel like I couldn't get enough of her like she does. There's just something about her. She's hooked me and now she won't let me go. I would love to see Delia again, but with her hasty retreat and no way to contact her, I fear that is a lost dream. During the funeral, I had so many thoughts and revelations run through my head. I had watched my bitter mother sneer and belittle everyone around her. It made me think hard about the relationship she had with my father and what I knew of it. There was no love between them. My father had told me later on that they married because my mother was pregnant with me. That explained a lot. Why I was an only child, why they barely tolerated each other, and why would not catch them together unless they had to go out to some social event. Then I watched the women he dated after my mother, the women he chose to be with. I watched them cry genuine tears, all while the woman who was his wife of 18 years didn't shed one. As that all replays in my head, I'm deciding right now that I will not live as my dad did. As much as I love my work, I won't bury myself in it and settle for a loveless life. If I ever find a woman that holds my interest as Delia did, I am going to give it a chance. I will go all in.
The waterfall was so beautiful. We were able to get off and swim for a little while. It was amazing. It rained some when we first entered the rainforest. I'm telling Cece about the tour I took yesterday. She cuts me off with her snide remark. "It rained in the rainforest? Are you serious?" The audacity. A look of mock horror. "Oh, shut it." I glare at her over the reports I'm going through. "Did Lisa get her inventory list to you yet?" "Yes, she did. Yesterday was uneventful, so I already looked it over and compared it with our estimates. You'll find my notes on the side. I'll send that over when I'm back in my office. Thank you. With everything I've seen so far, I am thrilled with last week and the weekend's opening. Have you dealt with any more booking issues since we fixed it?" "No, not personally, and none that I have been made aware of." "Did you want to do a sit-down meeting between us and Julian?" she asks. "Mr. DeVries emailed me saying he would be here today to touch base with me. I was hoping if we were all available when he arrives, that we could have our first sit-down meeting with him present. Go over the issues we had last week and any new ones that may have arisen. I'm pretty sure Julian is open today and just on the floor and in his office working on the schedules. You're not scheduled out, are you, today?" She's already shaking her head before I finish my question. "Nope, I am free as a bird. This has got to be the easiest job ever." It's like there is nothing for me to do since my immediate boss is a controlling, OCD, do everything myself kind of person. My deadpan stare does nothing to her as she cracks a smile. So you are saying you need more work? I think Julian mentioned one housekeeper called in today. I'm sure there are some toilets you can go scrub. A shudder racks through her body, causing me to laugh. I feel the same way. I have plenty to do, thank you. Well, I plan to finish up this paperwork and then do a walkthrough to personally check in with every department head to see how they felt last week went. I'll let you know once I leave to do that, in case you're available and want to join. I've made that my main goal for today, to check in on how last week went, so we can make any improvements for the future. I want to work out any issues or kinks as soon as possible. A few hours later, Cece and I are now back in my office after making our rounds. So don't think I didn't notice James flirting with you back there. I was hoping she didn't see that. Was he? I thought I was being very professional. I didn't say you, I said he was flirting, and I believe I remember him flirting with you at the meet and greet as well. How on earth would you know he flirted with me then? You were already sitting down with your food when I got up to him. I saw, I just happened to look around at the right time. I caught his suggestive smile and eye-banging of you. Sound of air trying to escape my throat hisses around us. Please don't say that again. I push back in my chair. I did my damnedest to be professional today and Sunday. Well, Sunday I did after I remembered I was his boss. I've never had to deal with this. Do I need to approach him about it, or should I send you to give him a subtle reminder that I'm his boss and his flirting was obvious? You know what? You do it for me, Cece? I'm getting flustered and she's taking a sick pleasure in that if her smile and soft chuckling are any sign of that. Sure, Delia. I'll do your dirty work for you. I'll make sure all male employees know the boss lady is not open to any advancements. You're right, you're not the right person for that job. You're way too inappropriate. I smile at her. That's one thing that is not in our employee handbook, you know. No rule about employee fraternization. No. If it's not in there now, we need to add it. I'll bring it up to Mr. DeVries. I am a firm believer in keeping work and private lives separate. I've seen too much drama arise when coworkers date. No fun, she pouts. I'm going to go do my job now and check in with Julian and the front staff. She gets up, closing the door behind her. I tried to keep it professional with James as soon as he started flirting today. It seems my raised eyebrows and firm James did not dissuade him. I know I need to have a serious conversation with him, so I suck it up and call him to my office. After talking with him, and even though it was all in good fun, he understands as his boss I have to keep it professional, and so does he. The last thing I need is for employees to get the wrong impression. We're just finishing up when a call from the front desk comes through. Cordelia, Mr. DeVries is here and heading your way. I have a guest I'm assisting, then I can join you. Thank you, Cece, for the heads up, I reply. Well, with that, I'll take my leave, boss lady. James gives me a forced friendly smile as he gets up to leave. It's hard for you to not flirt, isn't it? I ask with a small smile and a shake of my head. He turns back to me with a mischievous smile once he's at the door. No idea what you mean. He walks away, leaving the door open. I am pulling up the reports I want to share with Mr. DeVries. When I hear my door close and a husky, "You," my head snaps up at that voice. He looks devastatingly handsome in his suit and with a clean shave, no stubble in sight, unlike the night I met him. Discreetly crossing my legs at the burst of desire that is now pooled in my stomach upon seeing him again in front of me. His green eyes bore into mine as he stalks closer. I swallow roughly, feeling like prey. Once upon me, he offers his hand. It's nice to meet you, Miss Cordelia Montgomery. I'm Logan DeVries. His smile is one of victory, and the gleam in his eyes has my heart beating out of my chest. Fuck me. What did I just get done saying to Cece and James about keeping private and work lives separate? Yeah, too late for me now. I've already crossed the forbidden threshold between professional decorum and private intimacy with my boss.
My memory did not do her justice. Her eyes gazed back at me in part with lust and horror. It was a shock to me when I walked up to her door, intending to knock and announce myself. But as soon as I saw her, my thoughts fled. Needing to be alone with her, I closed the door before I had made my presence known. Delia is here in front of me. Delia is my new manager. She has no chance to run away from me now. Her hand is still in mine, so I bring it up to my lips as I watch her pupils dilate, and the prettiest shade of pink grace her cheeks. Once my lips land on her hand, she's brought back to reality, snatching her hand away from me and walking back to her chair while clearing her throat. Mr. DeVries, please have a seat. She's avoiding eye contact with me. Delia, please call me Logan. Her eyes snap to mine and her flush deepens. That's... Mr. DeVries, I don't feel that is appropriate. What exactly is the issue, Delia? Co-workers call each other by their names all the time. I watch the emotions play across her face before she can settle on one of determination. I know what she's trying to do. She took off that morning before I awoke for a reason, but I just vowed to myself if another chance came along, I'd take it. Standing across from the desk from her, I can feel the attraction and pull between us, just like that night. I walk around, leaning my hip against her desk beside her chair. I watch her cross her long toned legs I vividly remember being wrapped around me as she settles back in her chair. I shift as she looks up at me. Mr. DeVries, what happened over a week ago was incredible, amazing, easily the best night of my life, I interject before she could say anything. What it was not was a mistake, if that is what you are now thinking. She's shaking her head. But Delia, what was that night for you? If you had let me finish talking, I would have said. I can't help but smile at her sass. It was great. I can't remember experiencing anything like that before. But I only meant it to be one night, and now that you are my boss, we need to move on from that and keep it professional. She rushed that out in one breath, all while avoiding my gaze. No, my soft but firm voice demands her attention. Once her eyes meet mine, I move in, placing my hands on either side of her chair. I lean down with only inches between our faces, keeping my voice soft. No, I refuse to move on. I take the chance and bring my lips down on hers. I hold them there for a heartbeat, giving her the chance to pull back if this truly is not what she wants. She doesn't. I take that as her permission and press my lips firmly to hers, and she responds in kind. It is not a slow, delicate kiss. It quickly turns to one of passion. Her hands land on my biceps and squeeze before working their way up my shoulders and onto my neck. I keep my hands firmly on the armrests, afraid if I touch her in any other way, there will be nothing that could stop me from taking it further. As it is, she is the one to pull back first, as I lose my senses around her. Her hands are on my chest as she pulled back with shallow breaths. Running my nose down her neck, I inhale that addictive coconut and strawberry scent that seems to be uniquely her. After one last deep breath, I straighten up, fixing my suit jacket as I walk back around her desk to take a seat. I just stare at her as she stares back. Knocking breaks the eye contact between us, and she smooths her shirt and runs a hand across her mouth. I stand up to open the door. Kisi, I nod as I hold the door open to allow her to enter. Julian should be here in a few moments, Cece says as she takes a seat, unaware of the tension she just walked into. Sounds good, Mr. DeVries. I thought while you are here, we can go over the reports and stats from last week and any issues we may still have. There's a slight hitch in Delia's voice that I catch. I leave the door open and take a seat, trying to school my expression. Shall we get started, or would you like to wait for Julian? Let's wait for him. Otherwise, he'll want to be brought up to topic, and we'll just end up repeating ourselves. I just nod in agreement. How did you enjoy the luau, Mr. DeVries? Cece angles herself in the chair to face me. Please, Cece, call me Logan. I give Delia a pointed look. I enjoyed the luau. You did an excellent job organizing the event, Delia. She offers back a pointed look at the use of her name, along with a forced smile. From my periphery, Cece's head is bouncing between Delia and me, now aware of the tension in the room. Julian does a quick knock on the door as he walks in straight to me, offering his hand. I stand to take it. Sorry to keep you all waiting. Nice to see you again, Mr. DeVries. You as well, Julian. Please have a seat. I offer him my chair as I move closer to stand by Delia. We can have another chair brought in for you, Mr. DeVries. She stands, but I place a hand on her shoulder and push her back down. It's not a problem, Delia, for me to stand. Now please, shall we get started? We spend the next half hour going over any concerns and issues that arose from last week. Overall, nothing major. Everything seems to be going smoothly. That's a good thing, no, that is an excellent thing, or it should be. But now, all I can think about is I have no reason to stay here, of course. After I just decided to give a chance to the next woman that drew my interest, I find Delia again. She now lives here in Tahiti and I have my headquarters back in LA. Straightening up from where I have been leaning against the wall. Thank you all for the hard work you have put into this opening. I could not be more proud or happy with this report and everything discussed here. You are already off to a great start. Julian and Cece get up to shake my hand and say goodbye as they leave. Once Cece is out the door, I close it behind her. Turning to lean against the door, I find bright blue eyes staring back at me. I will be staying. I'm sorry, what do you mean? She asks in confusion. As I already stated, I refuse to move on. Never have I felt so drawn to someone in my life as I do with you. I move slowly toward her as she stands in front of her chair. Her eyes are peering at me with distress, asking me not to do this. Tell me truly, did you not feel the same? Is there not an unexplainable draw on your side? Her wide eyes stare up into mine as I now stand right in front of her. Lifting her chin, I see her jaw clench as she draws in a big breath. We work together. You are my boss. It does not matter how I feel or what happened prior. Nothing else can happen. That is not a line I can cross. I'm sorry, Logan, I can't. With that gutting use of my name, she steps around me and leaves her own office.
Hey, boss lady, Cece calls out when she sees me enter through the employee door. Once I'm near her, you still up for a girls' night? Enjoy some food and drinks at either your place or mine? Yeah, Cece, that sounds great. And it does. After the day and seeing Logan again, a night with Cece to distract me sounds amazing. I'm done for the day, so I'm going to head home. Once you're done, you can head on over. I have a few different bottles of wine and snacks if you want to grab dinner. We can call up to Leo and put in a to-go order for when you're ready to leave. Ooh, that sounds good. Why don't you tell me what you want and I can go place the order since I have to head up there anyway. And I will be done here in about an hour. Once I'm home, I start some light cleaning. I've put in extra hours this past week with opening week and all, and then all day Sunday I was out on the island tour. So there's not much I have to do to make it presentable. Cece and I have gotten close over this past week, and I see her as a genuine friend. Thinking of friends, I shoot off a quick text to Lindy, just letting her know I miss her crazy ass, and she needs to get down here soon. Placing 2 wines in the freezer, I set out what snacks I have and settle on the couch while I wait for Cece. And mine can't help but wander to Logan. I mean, what the hell? My boss. It makes sense now why I saw him at the luau talking with Cece and Julian. He was right though, and my body lit up knowing he felt the same way. The connection between us is undeniable, and seeing him today and feeling it still between us, I know it wasn't just a figment of my imagination or that I romanticized that night more than it was. I agree with him. I have never been that drawn to someone before. Not even Jeremy. I didn't feel like I needed to be with Jeremy or near him like I do with Logan. As soon as I looked up and saw him earlier, my body wanted to be in his arms. Took a lot of restraint to stay sitting. Then, when he was so close, telling me no, he would not move on. And that kiss, the only reason I broke it off was that I couldn't breathe. If he hadn't straightened up and sat down, I would have pulled him back for more. The vibrating of my phone lets me know Cece is here, so I buzz her in. I'm holding the door open when she steps off the elevator. Hey, her eyes stray to the only other door at the end of the hall. With a head tilt toward it, she asks, "Should we invite Mr. DeVries over?" My heart stops at her question. What? I stutter it out. She looks at me curiously as she steps past me. Mr. DeVries is staying in the other business condo down there. I push her through and quickly slam the door behind us, with my back against it. He's staying down there, right down the hall? Yes. She draws out the word. What's up, Delia? Don't think I didn't notice something going on between you two in the office after I arrived. I walk past her into the kitchen, grabbing out the wines and pouring 2 glasses full. And I do mean full. No half-assed shit. I place the glasses on the coffee table in the living room. While she sits on the couch and unpacks the food, I walk back for plates and silverware. Once I'm seated, I give her a reply. Nothing was up between us. She stops mid-action to give me a look of disbelief. Bullshit, she says. Bullshit. Again, don't think I didn't see the sly looks you were giving each other and the tension that was thick in the air the whole time. Julian even noticed it and asked what he missed before he arrived. The entire time you were too uptight and on edge. Maybe it's just that. He puts me on edge. I mean, he is our boss. Another look from her telling me not to play dumb. I have an internal debate about what I should tell her. Since I consider her a friend, I decide to get her opinion on it all. Fine. I down half my wine in one gulp and accept the filled plate she hands me. Taking her own, she settles back to listen. But my first night here in Tahiti, I spent it in Papeete. I went to the market during the day, then that evening I went to the food market. Playing with my fork, I can't meet her eyes. After I ate my food, there was a crowd of dancers that I went and joined. So I'm up there dancing by myself, watching the surrounding crowds, just enjoying myself when a man comes up behind me and starts swaying with me. It was Logan. I look up to gauge her reaction. There isn't much of one from her, just an okay look. And she encourages me, and we danced, and when I turned around to see who he was, I mean, you saw him. He has to be the most handsome man I think I have ever seen. So damn sexy. So we danced. We hardly said any words to each other, though none were needed. I felt so connected to him and drawn in. After a bit, we went back to his hotel, and I left the morning after before he woke up. Now her eyes are wide with shock. You slept with him? She says with excitement. I just nod my head. How was it? Amazing. If I felt a connection while we were dancing, what was between us during that night was 1,000 times more, and that's the problem. You should know, we just had the talk about James and keeping things professional. Now, Logan is my boss. And seeing him again today, there is still that draw. I see that. Is that what the tension was about when I got to your office? Yes and no. He told me he felt the same way. I then told him I wanted to keep it professional. He told me no. He said no, I refused to move on. Then he kissed me, and you came in only a few moments after it ended. She sits there fanning herself with her hand. Yeah, that sounds like the tension I walked in on, nodding her head. Well, I mean, you live here, and he lives in LA, so I doubt he wants anything serious, right? Did he say exactly what he's not moving on meant? I drink more of my wine and take a few bites of my rice. She watches me curiously. Did he say Delia? I don't know, I say, feeling defeated. When you and Jeremy left, he told me he's staying and essentially asked me to deny that I felt the same. I told him it didn't matter, he's my boss. Then I walked out and avoided him until he left. Oh my lord, he is going to stay here in Tahiti to be with you? Damn woman, just how good are you in bed? I snort with my wine up to my mouth. Are you really opposed to giving him a chance? You did technically meet him before you knew he was your boss. I have a hard time separating the two. If we start something and it goes wrong and I leave, that will follow me. They will know that I slept with my boss. Questions can arise from that. Did I sleep my way to my position? I have worked hard to be here. I don't want that questioned. And secondly, it was only about 5 months ago that I was engaged to another man. I let out a deep breath and sit back. But there is something between us that I haven't felt with another. I hear everything you're saying. I'm going to give you my opinion. Go for it. He's your boss, yes, but he's going for it. If you are serious that you have never felt this way, you were with him for one night, Delia. It has to be worth a shot to see if it is a feeling that can last more than a night. Just my opinion. You're welcome. Not sure I want to keep thinking about this right now. I raise my glass to her. It's easier said than done.